Well, good morning, everybody. I am very delighted to be here to talk about a very special initiative that we are advancing through our FY18 budget in the District of Columbia. And here we are in U.S. Kids. U.S. Kids is a licensed childcare facility here in the District of Columbia, licensed by the Office of the State Superintendent of Education. It is one of a portfolio of federal child care centers in the district, and they provide, I believe, a great model for how the federal government has supported quality child care options for us in local government to support quality child care options. So let me first thank Director Ferguson for her leadership here and for welcoming us and for sharing with us how U.S. Kids works with the 5 sponsoring federal agencies and all the parents here. Let's give her a big round of applause. Also would like to recognize Assistant Director Brody, as well as all of the staff here. I am joined by the Deputy Mayor for Human Services, Hai-Suk Chung, and Elizabeth Groginski, who works in the Office of the State Superintendent, and she is responsible for early learning. So last week in the State of the District, I announced our My Child Care DC pilot initiative. That initiative will invest $15 million and invest in early learning grants. And the goal of that program is to increase the early learning slots in the District of Columbia by 1,300 slots. And that's great news. What we hear from parents, and I just heard a story that, well, I won't repeat the story I just heard, but it is probably representative of a lot of parents when they're planning their families and they get the great news, they immediately start to think, what am I going to do when I go back to work? And having that early child care option that is quality and that is available and that is convenient makes life much easier for parents to be productive at home and at work. So we are hopeful that this early child care initiative will provide the incentives that private providers like U.S. Kids needs to expand or to find a new location. And we, of course, would also be interested in attracting new quality vendors to the space as well. So that's very important. What we have learned here is in this space, there are children served from 6 weeks to 5 years old, and they're at capacity for infants and toddlers. And so we need to stay very focused in our city about how we can increase that infant and toddler space. We also spoke with one of the employees here who has participated in our programs for continuing education. So we hear from providers that space is an issue, that attracting and retaining employees is an issue, that making sure the employees have the correct certifications throughout for their career development is an issue. So our new initiative will seek to address all those things. We are also looking to our DC government facilities to see where we have spaces like this one that the government can help build out, like this one was built out by one of the federal agencies, to take down some of the cost of entering the market of providing child care for infants and toddlers. So that is the My Child Care DC initiative. The Deputy Mayor for Education in her office will also be looking to make more data available for families seeking child care, similar to what we have available in My School DC. So that is part of that initiative. So with that, I want to thank you again for inviting us and see if there are any questions out there. Martin, you have the floor.
Well, thank you. So obviously the federal government has been doing this for a while. Why do you think DC is only coming around to this idea now, and kind of who brought it to your attention as a possibility?
Well, I brought it to my attention, and I brought it to my attention because I heard just from a number of people. And they weren't talking about the cost of childcare, which I know is also an issue. They were talking about their willingness and ability to go out there and they planned to pay for childcare, but they could not find a slot. Just literally, there was none. And I'd heard that story too many times from too many parents that they could not find a slot. We've been discussing in our administration for the last year or so. We held a summit last year with child care providers about all the different ways that we could be helpful. And the bottom line is the financials around running child care centers like this are tough. They're difficult, especially for the little ones. So we are trying to figure out in government how we can help change those financials. And
then, since I've got the floor,
yes.
One of the other concerns, obviously, you mentioned the price. And I think it was mentioned yesterday that some of your initiatives focus on market rate, childcare centers and seats and things like that. There's obviously the concern for people who can't afford market rate seats and, who gets, and OSSI provides subsidies for certain centers, but there's obviously concerns about if the subsidies go far enough. Is any part of your budget, or are you looking to kind of increase subsidies for families that might need the help to afford the seats?
Well, we subsidize quite a lot of child care in the district, and one thing that we are very focused on is making sure those subsidies are adequate, the training is adequate, and that their seats are where we need seats. So let me turn to the team to talk to you a little bit more specifically. Elizabeth can talk to you about what our subsidy programs look like.
Yes, we do. As the mayor said, we are very generous in the district in terms of subsidies. And just this last year, we did raise the infant and toddler subsidy rate, recognizing from some of our research that the cost of caring for infants is quite expensive because of the group size and the need to have 2 teachers. So I think those are things that we continue to look at. We also have our pre-K enhancement that we've been blending with our subsidy. So we've been able to expand access also to our 3 and 4-year-olds that are in community-based settings that receive subsidy. So I think it's continuing a discussion of that, but we have done a lot even just in the last few years, and we'll continue to look at that.
And then one last quick childcare related question. There's this concern or this program to now make sure that folks who work in childcare centers are getting college degrees. Can you just go into the details about that and why the city felt it was necessary, especially given concerns that it could raise costs further for childcare centers?
Exactly. And I know Director Ferguson and I spoke earlier today, and she shares this need, I think, because of what we've learned in the last 5 to 10 years about young children's development and brain research and brain development, and just the importance of investing in our early learning workforce so that they can really support the learning development and positive trajectory of the young children in their care, as Director Ferguson said, for up to 12 hours a day. So the opportunities for learning and growth and development, we feel are important to have that education and to have that expertise, and also to invest in our workforce in that way as well.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming.